It was the moment you pressed your face to the glass, watching other children, connected, laughing. But the quality of the quiet, the specific, heavy silence of being in a house full of people, yet utterly alone. But I am speaking to the loneliness that lives beneath the noise, the one that wakes you up at 3 a.m. and asks, "Am I truly seen?" You carry within you the subtle, persistent ache of the child who was always on the perimeter. This is the core paradox of your struggle. You developed an exceptional ability to observe and analyze social dynamics. The loneliness you carry is not a social failure, it is a trauma imprint. We are talking about the internalization of a core deficit, a deep, persistent relational starvation. The things that should have been there were absent. You push people away just before they can reach the inner core, managing the distance to prevent the inevitable sting of perceived rejection. While this makes you immensely capable and self-sufficient in the professional world, it cripples your ability to engage in true, vulnerable reciprocity. The area of your brain meant for self-referential thought and reflection becomes a perpetual loop of self-scrutiny. The cost is authenticity disguised as self-sufficiency. A grief not for someone lost, but for the self you never got to be. When a potential friend cancels plans, your nervous system doesn't register a scheduling conflict. It registers a confirmation of your unworthiness. You find yourself observing social gatherings like an anthropologist. The fortress you built to keep the world out is now keeping the authentic you locked in. You gravitate toward distant or superficial connections. You introduce sabotage, a sudden coldness, an unexplained withdrawal. You become the lone wolf archetype. You thrive on projects you can execute entirely by yourself. When true loneliness or sadness arises, you resort to numbing behaviors, endless scrolling, binge watching. The shift is from avoidance to acknowledgement, recognizing that the threat is gone, but the memory of the threat is still running the show. It is about learning to create the internal home you never had. When you feel that old ache of loneliness, stop distracting, sit with the feeling, and gently whisper, "I see you." The goal is not to be fixed, but to become whole. If this narrative resonated with the quiet exhaustion you feel, let me know in the comments. We are building a space for those who are ready to stop performing and finally choose rest. Subscribe and join the conversation.